Hi guys, Mike here, and this is a video comparison of the Asus Transformer Pad 300 and the Asus Transformer Prime TF201. Both are very good Android tablets, and by the end of this clip you should actually find out which one is better and which one is better suited to your needs. So have a look at the clip, and don't forget, a thumbs up is gonna help us a lot if you like our work.
Alright, so we have the Transformer Prime over here on our left and the Transformer Pad in the right. And first we're going to have a quick look at the bodies. Transformer Prime, as you probably know, it's made from metal. This is a little bit scratched because it's a test unit, but overall it feels very good, and you can see that it has this circular pattern over here. It looks good and it feels very solid. On the other hand, this one is made from plastic. You still have the circular pattern, but it's plastic. This one is the dark blue version. It will also be available in a bunch of different colors. So in terms of build quality, definitely the Prime is more solid. This one, it's a little bit flimsy, and when you squeeze it like this, it will flex a little bit, so it doesn't feel as rough or as sturdy as the Transformer Prime. In terms of size, the Prime measures only 8 mm in thickness, which is about 0.34 inches, and it weighs only 1.3 pounds, while this one is slightly heavier at 1.4 pounds and slightly thicker as well at 10 mm, which is about 0.4 inches. Putting it one next to the other, it's actually going to be very difficult to see any difference here, but trust me, 10 mm for this, 8 mm for that. And anyway, using it daily, using both of them daily, you're not going to feel any difference. Both of them are actually too heavy to be comfortable use while holding them with only one hand. Okay, let's put them back on our stands here. And should also tell you a couple of things about the ports. Both are pretty much identical in terms of ports, and I'm gonna show you to you right now. Like this. So on both of them you have headphone on this part, and you have the speaker. It's different speaker grill for the TF300, you can see it here on the bottom, and a slightly different design for the speaker on the Transformer Prime. But of course for both of them there is only one speaker, like on the iPad, no stereo speakers. On the bottom you have the proprietary docking connector. It's the same docking connector on both of them, and you have these docking latches that will help you connect the tablets to the docking units. On this other side you have the microphone on both of them. You also have a micro SD card slot. You have a mini HDMI, or actually it's a micro HDMI slot. You also have the volume rocker. And on top, well, you have the power button over here in the corner for both of them, and microphone. On the back, I should also show you the two cameras. On the Transformer Prime you have an 8 megapixel camera, no flash though. On the Transformer Pad, sorry, and on the Transformer Prime you have the same 8 megapixel camera but with flash. Both cameras are decent, they're not amazing, can shoot 1080p clips, although the quality is not really that good. Still decent if you want a camera on a tablet. Of course, taking pictures with a tablet, not really something I would advise. And on the front face, on both of these devices, you have front-facing cameras over here, and you also have light sensors. So in terms of build and in terms of ports, they're basically identical, with the Asus Transformer Prime actually looking a little bit better and being a little bit sturdier. Now let's go ahead and have a quick look at the docking stations. We have them over here. This is the docking station for the Transformer Pad. This is the docking station for the Prime. They're basically identical with a couple of different changes. The docking station for this one, for the Prime, is a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter. The keyboards are the same, only that the keys are slightly taller on the Transformer Pad, and actually that makes them a little bit more comfortable to use. However, you have slightly more flex on the Transformer Pad, which is a kind of a bad thing. Should also show you here that you have different trackpad designs. Okay, this is the trackpad for the Transformer Prime. You can see that it integrates click buttons. It's decent, but it's not really that smooth, and clicking these buttons is a little bit difficult because they're a bit stiff. On this one is the same trackpad as the one on the netbooks, on 10-inch Asus EPC netbooks. You have dedicated click button over here, and overall I'd say it's the better experience. Of course, the docking station for the pad is made from plastic, and it's gonna suit the color of the tablet. This is the blue version. And for the Transformer Prime, it's made from metal. Both of these devices have similar ports. You have the docking connector over here, and on the side you have the SD card reader and a full-size USB slot. And the same for this one, full-size USB slot with a cover, which is quite good. And you also have the SD card slot and the docking connector over here. Now, if you're wondering if you can use the Transformer Pad on the docking of the Transformer Prime, actually you can't, because these two are different in terms of width, and the locking dock over here, it's adapted for each of these tablets. So you can actually use the Prime on this one, on the docking of the Transformer, and I'm actually going to show you. Okay, here it is, the Prime, and you can use it on the docking side of the Transformer Pad, and it's gonna work. But the screen is very flimsy in here because this tablet is too thin for this docking station. On the other hand, you can't use this one over here because it's not going to fit. Now, putting these two together, this is what you get. You get mini laptop replacement devices, very thin, very solid looking. Of course, the Prime is going to be overall thinner than the Pad, and it's also going to be slightly lighter, definitely more solid build because this is all metal on top and on the bottom. Besides those, they're pretty much identical in terms of functions. The keyboards have these special functions integrated for Android. You have here the special row of keys on top and some other keys over here. So overall, a very good experience if you want such an accessory. And of course, in both cases, the docking stations also have a battery life, and the tablet it's actually going to charge. It's gonna show you over here that it charges when you're connecting the tablet to the docking station. The battery on the docking station automatically charges the battery on the tablet if that's needed. So pretty cool thing here. Okay, those are pretty much all the things about those. Now let's actually have a look at the screens, hardware and software. Both these devices actually have 10.1-inch displays, 1280 by 800 pixel resolution, and they're built on IPS panel. However, on the Prime it's actually an IPS Plus, and the difference is the screen on the Transformer Prime is actually brighter. You can increase the brightness if you want to use it outside. Overall, in terms of contrast and in terms of colors, they're basically the same, and I'm going to show you that. Right now we're on auto for both of these devices, and of course on the Transformer Prime you have the IPS mode, and if you're going to press this, automatically the brightness is going to be increased, and you can even see it over here on our clip. Putting it at 50, putting both of them at 50%, you're noticing that this one is brighter than that one, and that's actually useful when you're using it outside. If you're using it inside, it's not going to be a lot of a difference. Still, both of those are glossy, and right now, okay, the auto mode doesn't seem to be working that good on that one. So both of them are glossy, so if you're going to take them outside, the experience is not actually going to be very good, because the glossy surface is going to reflect everything, and that's an issue with all the tablets right now. Still, you got the IPS Plus panel with higher brightness on the Transformer Prime, something to consider. Now, in terms of hardware platforms, both are built on Tegra 3 architectures. For quad-core processors, 12-core graphics. You also have a 5th companion core for all the dormant activities. Overall, a very snappy platform. I'm showing you that I'm switching between applications here, and I'm opening apps. You can see that everything is moving smoothly, and of course you have the multitasking panel over here. You can quickly close applications, have the basic notifications, all these things that are brought together by Android 4.0, because both of those are offered with Android 4.0 and it's running pretty snappy, especially for an Android platform. If you're going to compare both of these with the previous generation Tegra 2 devices with Android 3.0, definitely much better experience on these two. And of course you have the standard applications. Asus bundles those with a couple of extras. For instance, you have Polaris Office, you also have MyNet, and a couple of other things, My Library, My Cloud, a couple of other things from Asus. On top of the basic Google applications, which are actually very good for devices like this, like these ones. Besides those, the interface is pretty much stock, so that's good because it's not going to be burdened with all these third-party apps that you're not going to need. Of course, if you want third-party apps, you should go for the market, which is actually now called Google Play, and that's kind of a mess for Android tablets. You probably know the story. It's difficult to find applications that are properly developed for the high resolution screens and high diagonal screens like the ones you get on tablets. And also it's difficult to sort between applications made for smartphones, for smaller screens, and applications meant for tablets. So overall, third-party experience is not really that good, but that's an issue with all Android devices. We should also talk a bit about the wireless and GPS issues. As you probably know, on the Transformer Prime, because it has this metallic back, there were some issues with those. The antennas inside couldn't actually work at high capacity because the metallic exterior kind of blocked the signal strength. While on the Transformer Prime, because it's made from plastic, there are no such issues. And that's the case for the wireless signal. On the Prime, if you're going to go a little bit further from your router, you're going to have problems. The speed is going to drop and the signal strength is going to drop. This one is slightly better. And of course, there's another thing, the GPS issue. On the Transformer Prime, it takes minutes for it to actually receive signal from satellites, while for this one it takes just a couple of seconds, 10-15 seconds, of course, as long as you're outside. So the issues you have on the Transformer Prime with wireless signal and GPS strength are no longer found on the Transformer Pad. They've been solved, and that's a very good thing. Should also tell you a couple of things about the battery life. You have a 22 watt-hour battery on the Transformer Pad and a higher 25 watt-hour battery on Transformer Prime, and as a result on the Pad you get about 7 to 8 hours of life every day during everyday use, and 10 plus hours for watching a 720p clip in the loop. While for the Prime you get about 8-9 hours of everyday use and 11 plus hours for watching the clip. Of course, if you're going to connect the docking, you're going to get for the whole thing about 11-12 hours for this one, for the TF300, and about 13-14 for the Transformer Prime. So slightly better battery life for the Transformer Prime, but it's not really such a big difference. And of course, both of these numbers can be influenced because, as you probably know, the Tegra 3 platforms have these three modes: Eco, Balanced, and High Performance. One final thing we should talk about are prices. $549 for the Transformer Prime, $399 for the Transformer Pad, in both cases for the 32GB Wi-Fi only versions. So you'd have to pay about $150 extra for the Asus Transformer Prime. Is it actually worth that kind of money? I don't think so right now, and the conclusions will actually tell you why. And of course, in both cases, if you want the docking station, you're going to have to pay extra. It's about $150 for each of those. Okay, now let's go to the conclusions to wrap up this video review.
Alright, this pretty much wraps up our video comparison. Overall, you saw that both these devices are very good. Of course, the Transformer Prime has a couple of strong points on its side. It's lighter, it's thinner, it has this metallic body, it looks very good and it's sturdy. Plus you get the bigger battery life and you get the better screen. However, the Transformer Pad actually has one big advantage. It's cheaper. $399 for the 32GB Wi-Fi only version for this one, $559 for the Transformer Prime. And of course for the dockings you have to pay extra. So basically right now, if you want a decent Android tablet with very good performances, this is what you should get. The Transformer Pad TF300 is actually a very good pick. However, if you want all the goodies brought by the Transformer Prime, you can go for one of those, but my advice, you better wait, because the Transformer Infinity is going to be available in stores in just a couple of months, and that one will bring this body, this battery life, this screen with actually not the screen, will bring this screen but with higher resolution, will be a full HD display, and of course a more powerful hardware. So that should probably be the next generation top Android slate you will be able to find in stores. Till then you have this one, the Transformer Pad TF300, the mainstream pick, the all-rounder that should be good for most of you guys. Okay, that's it with this video comparison. Don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you like our clip. Thanks a lot for watching.